Hey everybody, it's Victor. Stunned on the Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Sunday, Mosh Pit. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend here. We are only 3 away from reaching the Like Street goal for the maximum luck run. Let's make it happen. Oh, we can starting off with some Bilal up in here. 7 Tango Alpha Foxtrot Tango Whiskey Delta 7. Wow, this tears rate though. Yikes. And movement speed bad too. Oh, I guess I should be thankful that at least we have a good starting item here. Also have a horse pill, which I will just go ahead and drop right now because I believe that you all remember what happened on last Sunday's episode. All you pill popping Pete's out there are like, hey, if you take one pill, it only hurts you one time. Yeah, but what if that one time is absolutely disastrous to your run and you're trying to win? You want to have fun? You want to win? I rest my case. Yeah, not happening. Now, if we get PhD, of course, then, hey, we're going to be talking. Although, of course, we've seen in the past on many Sinvicta runs that even if you get PhD, that does not guarantee that you're going to get stats up. Most of the time, yes. All the time, no. But Ibelisle is fantastic. It gives us a piercing shot, which also does a pass-through tier, and that pass-through tier, whenever it glows red like that, is doing double damage. I don't know why I said doing. Do it. I don't know why I said it like that, but... And, yeah, friendly ball is friendly bad. At least with Mom's Pad, we get a fear effect, but friendly ball is, yeah. Love to get our bomb back. We didn't. We did get our key back, though, and now we're only 4 away from getting something in the shop. If we wanted it, of course, there's a soul heart in there. We also have some. We also have a 1 heart inside of the Sacrum Shuffle. If we wanted to play that, or if we were just super desperate, we could. Now you'll notice here that the pass-through tier does not happen on single targets because, well, it passes through it. But we don't get the effort. We don't get the effect of double damage. It would be nice, but we don't. Absolutely hate this corner over here. Once you get 1 down, the other one should be okay. Even with us hitting 1 time every other second here, we're able to dispatch stuff pretty easily. But obviously we're going to be looking for a big time tiers upgrade, and we're not going to get it because we're just going to get a useless orbital. All right. Starting off hot here on a Sunday. So most likely what we'll end up doing is just going into the shop, buying the soul heart, and then leaving. But you never know. I'm still waiting for May to kind of turn it around here as we're now halfway through the month. And, it started off hot. We started off red hot, but it's basically been a 2026 trend, honestly, for runs to kind of be like, or for months to be, we're starting off good. And then all of a sudden, halfway through, it seems like there's a little switch that flicks. And the next thing you know, we're sitting here with a 1.83 tiers rate. But you know what we have to expect next month. The wild card that is June. And man, I am hoping that June, hopefully it bucks the trend this year and we get some incredible banger runs than what has been historically a downturn month. But we can always remain hopeful. And that's the thing. That's the key. You got to remain hopeful. You should never be hopeful. You're a fool to remain hopeful. And if you ever think of anything good in your life, then just remember it's not going to happen. That's the real lesson that we can learn from Isaac. Brought to you by the Binding of Isaac. That should be on a shirt. We go on to last week's question of the episode, again coming from the new greatest comeback of the year so far episode. This one was sent in by Jackson Morgera 4299, who said, question of the episode, what item do you think is underrated as a death certificate get? Ibelisle, honestly. That's not just recency bias here either. Ibelisle is definitely one that you could potentially pick and be okay with. It really just depends on your tears rate, obviously, and there's other determinant factors. But for the most part, I think that people look past tier effects. Even Jacob's Ladder, I would consider to be a sort of a dark horse pick in a death certificate situation. Do I recommend doing it? No. I think you should get whatever's best for your current build. But there are some good options, especially if you already have, like, if you already have a pretty established run, and you don't really need anything else like the big three, like Sacred Heart, Binge Eater, Mom's Knife, Brimstone, etc., then you could potentially just consider it. But if you do need one of those, or if you just need stats, or you need like a Guppy transformation, then you're going to prioritize that over something like Eye Belial, something like Jacob's Ladder. Even Soy Milk, I would say, it's one to consider. But it really, like, if you only had one pick and your run was bad, you wouldn't necessarily start with Soy Milk out of the death certificate. There's, I think, way better options for you. But in terms of underrated picks, I think any tier effect like that would definitely warrant consideration for you. And it's a good question. Just need one bomb to get 2 here. I am going to use Mom's Pad to get these Burning Gapers away from us right now. We picked Navi mainly because, well, she contributes towards Beelzebub. She will occasionally show you, and by occasionally I mean she always shows you, where the secret rooms are, where the crawl spaces are, double tinted rocks. So she's a good tool to have if you just don't know how to look at those things and you want to learn. Like, you can tell, like right here, of course that's the secret room. If you look at just the map shape, there's a big hole, a big gap right there in that map, and there's a flat wall here that's not obstructed by anything. Chances are the secret room's probably going to be there. So Navi is a great teaching tool for those of you who do kind of struggle with finding secret rooms or finding tinted rocks, double tinted rocks. She'll even show you where the crawl spaces are too, which is kind of nice. And that's not something I can teach you because that's just pure luck. Unless you have Stud Finder, which we don't. All right, game. Anytime you want to give me a bomb, that's all I want. I just want one bomb so I can get 2. That is all I need. No. See, you missed the part where I said we need a bomb. So we get a Temperance Machine, which I would love to get Blood Bag from, but that's not what we're looking at right now. Eye Belial just doing work in this room. There we go. See, that's all you had to do. A lightly veiled threat, and look at us now. No. We can hold on to this Temperance card for the next curse room that we see, unless we get something better. Got to go all the way back here because I should be able to hit this secret room along with getting these 2 bombs. There we go. So we profited 1 bomb there. I think this is worth 1 bomb to get a chance for a nickel. It pays for that card that I'm not going to use. Then, obviously, thanks to Navi, we know where the super secret room is, which is in a very obvious spot here anyway. This room, it's almost always to the south of this room. Almost always. I would say with a confidence rate of a 90%. Oh, there's a sticky nickel there. Probably shouldn't have used my only bomb for that, to be honest, but oh well. I think it was worth it, because we can always just go buy another bomb for the amount of money we just made there. We get old Dookie. Now, Dookie is not going to be a problem for us. Eye Belial absolutely clears Duke, no matter what our damage is. So, even if this was Green Duke, the most dangerous version of Duke that flies, this is no big deal. Ain't no thing, ain't no thing. Movement speed and range upgrade here from Roid Rage, and I'm only taking this because I don't want to get trapped in Angel Deals again. Ourselves a library in here. We'll take the Book of Sin. And Book of the Dead I don't really care about, but the Book of Sin I do, because we can get stuff like pickups, hearts, bombs, eternal hearts, all kinds of good stuff. Little Abadabba Ding Dong is not a bad follower by any means. He does actually incredible damage for a familiar. It's just a in the situation that we're currently in, I don't want to spend one full red heart on a familiar that is going to be potentially dangerous to try to shoehorn into our playbook here. But Little Abadabba Ding Dong is a good follower, and if you can use him correctly, if you have the movement speed and the mobility, then you're going to be rewarded with a very high damage, very high damage familiar that's going to treat you well. Forgot that these were spikes and not rocks. Yep, and that's the problem right there. You have to worry about with Little Abadabba Ding Dong, and there goes the soul heart we just picked up. That's the kind of stuff that we cannot have happen. Not ever, but definitely not on a run where we just don't have an incredible amount of DPS. Yikes, dude. You're seeing the difference between our impact damage and the pass-through damage from Eye of Belial. And, yeah, that's the... Dude, I don't know what's going on with item rooms. Just straight up. Low-key, item rooms in May have been pretty trash. I don't know what it is that's doing it, but man, it's usually a bunch of either just F-tier items or they're all active items that we don't want. And I'm not sure why. Term item bloat starts to creep up into your vernacular, your mind vernacular, which that's definitely the title of the next Tame Impala song. 100%. Yes, I am still listening to Tame Impala. Big fan of Kevin. We're on a first name basis now. Yeah, I want to get these soul hearts back. We had a golden bomb, which we can turn in for a bomb upgrade, which will also give us 5 bombs once we do so. And we get Steam Maseda. Steam sales are going to be great. Gonna save us a little bit of a cost there on the soul heart. And we get an Emperor card. Nice. No reason for us not to take this key here. So the goal is to use the bombs for offense like we did the last time that we had a golden bomb. This is bad. Real bad. We basically cannot fire in here because Little Abadabba Ding Dong is going to cause us lots of problems. There we go. All right, now we can charge up Abadabba Ding Dong, and we have Fallen, who is not a good matchup for us unless we can get the golden bomb off right as he splits. There we go. Hit Betrayal, which is not great. Let's go turn in the golden bomb. And let's see what bomb upgrade we get. Mr. Mega would be nice, or we get Mr. Boom. Okay. When I said that we're going to get 5 bombs from the golden bomb turn in, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that because the game knew exactly what we were doing. I should have bombed my way into the alt path door, but oh well. Twinfish136 asked, "Hey, Invicta, I got a question for you. Would you ever consider writing an autobiography about your life path on how you got to the point of being a famous YouTuber the famous YouTuber that you are now, or maybe an animation showcasing pivotal moments in your life?" First off, I don't consider myself famous, and I never will, no matter what the sub count will be at. But I do find that flattering. You know, I feel like there should be a tell-all book that I've learned in this industry over the years of just fake people, you know, people who love to portray someone that they're not. on camera, on streams and stuff, and that's always kind of been one of those things where I feel like I would do eventually once I'm just done with YouTube. But I'm not done with YouTube, so as far as an autobiography goes, I don't know. I don't consider. I definitely have. Look, everybody, in my opinion, has an interesting life, right? I don't think one person's life is not worth telling about versus another one's. And I do feel that autobiographies, to me anyway, have always come off as self-serving and a little narcissistic. But as far as an animation goes, now that's something that I'd consider, but you also have to remember my privacy level is extremely high. I don't like to talk about personal stuff as much as possible. I don't like to talk about family or anything like that. It's that. Gosh, dude, these item rooms. I mean, Little Gertie's fine, is whatever, but man, give me the days when we can find stat ups in our item rooms. Yeah, that's where I'll just leave it at that. It's that kind of stuff to me has always been like it's not really meant for public consumption type deal. In a Huaz. Crystal Key, which might be Isaac. We're not moving that fast there, buddy. Crystal Key might be an okay get for us. It really just depends on what happens. If it actually gives us stuff, we might have to go for Chaos. I need to see what we're going to get first from this Devil Deal and from the boss, because we cannot afford not to get a stat up at this point. We 100,000% need to get a stat up here, and it has to be DPS oriented. One bomb for 5 cents. It's not a bad trade there, especially when we have an extra bomb compared to our keys. Archbeggar bombing this will give us an even greater chance of getting our Devil Deal. So we have a 90% chance of getting a Devil Deal, and the game is not going to be happy about that number. So we'll see if it gives us, if it pitches a fit, or if it's going to play along here. Like I said, the clown physics, whenever you have more than one shot speed per second, is something to behold. We get a basic HP upgrade and 9 lives. I don't like giving up this much HP for it, but we have to at this point. Which really sucks because that takes away all of our soul hearts. So we have to contend now with being on 1 HP. But we have 9 lives, so I am going to take Chaos because at this point, it feels like it can't get any worse, and we may need Wooden Cross actually over the Crystal Key. Man, this honestly, I never thought it would come down to a debate between Crystal Key and Wooden Cross, but in this situation with us having very bad movement speed for where we are, I mean, and terrible tears rate, it definitely warrants consideration. But I'm gonna stay with Crystal Key, but you better start performing, son. And Curse the Blind, which means that we cannot take our boss item because it's chaos. We have chaos. So the game immediately punishes us for trying to adjust in the worst possible way. The no blind items rule was made deliberately because of the onset of chaos. Chaos blind items, just bad, man. Eden's Blessing gives us the tears up. The red room, I believe, is safer. We will get an extra item tomorrow. And we're getting to the point where we might have to start getting desperate here. At least Eden's Blessing gave us the tears up. You gonna drop anything else, game, or spawn anything, any more stuff? Defined is not what we're looking for here. Navi, you're just gonna have to sit there and bang your head into the wall because I am not going in there. Taking a blind item from the secret room? Absolutely not. Devil deals don't really matter anymore just because we have chaos. But we're just trying to hold on for dear life, and May Madness continues here with this. It's just another one of these runs, man. We can't. I was hoping for a soul heart, but we just didn't get it. Oh, Gertie. Oh, Gertie moving at Mach 12 here. And then she does a little scoot. We have extra bombs. We've got to look for soul hearts here. Power card. Now, before you get mad that I don't pick up cards to identify them anymore, remember it's native in the game now with internal information mod, so we don't have to pick up cards in sort of the arbitrary honor system that I came up with. This room's going to be really dumb. So you didn't get through there the first time, and then you got through the second time. And again, with this damage and this tears rate, every boss becomes a Dark Souls boss. And Pyle is going to be no exception here. Great block by a cube of meat. I cannot get close to him to use Abba Dabba Ding Dong. I would love to. If he's dumb enough to get close to us, then sure, we'll rip it. The object here is not to get a devil deal at this point. It's just to not die and get to the next floor, where it's hopefully going to give us a non-Curse of Blind. That's Bud. Fantastic. What a run. And we get another Curse of the Blind. Unbelievable game. You can't look at a run like this and tell me that the game doesn't know what it's doing. You will never be able to get me off of that thought. How is it coincidental that we take Chaos with the onset of, okay, we're getting desperate for items now. We have to start taking items. And then the game proceeds to give us back-to-back Curse of the Blinds. That's the kind of stuff that makes me believe that it's not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. Especially when you're talking about Sinvicta. We have to take everything at this point. We have to absolutely just take everything. And man, is it aggravating, dude. Like, this is... You can't argue. You cannot argue against it. How does this kind of thing happen every time? You couldn't script it any better. We say, hey, we're going to take Chaos because we need to. And then what happens? As soon as we do, it does the one thing that it knows that is going to add an extra layer of BS onto it, and that's give us back-to-back Curse of the Blinds. Like, that stuff is just... You really cannot script it any better. Oh, okay. It was just totally invisible. Cool. Yeah, this is what Isaac looks like when it's in its trolliest form. And these are the runs that some people like to watch. I'm not sure how. I saw some comments on last week's episode, people saying with that Crystal Key, you can Crystal Key out of here. You're done. You did absolutely nothing for us. No, that's not true. I take that back. You gave us Eden's Blessing. But you've not procced since. I saw people on last week's episode saying how they almost turned off the video because of the tears down pill, just from the sheer audacity of the moment, and then the Pandora's box incident. Like, yeah, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, what can you do in the situation? Again, double deals do not matter here at this point. We are simply, it is now the path of least resistance to get out of this run. That is the game plan here. The sooner we're out of this run, the better our Sunday will be. Not sure why Bilal didn't kill that other dip there. Great vault as always. And we get a world card. There is a mini boss on this floor, so I know that there's not a greed fight in the shop, which may be good or bad. I don't know. Again, with Curse the Blind Chaos, we are at that point where we just have to throw caution into the wind, which is exactly what the game wanted us to do. So I'm fully expecting on a run that's this maximum troll for us to get punished for doing this. 100%. Yep. Yuck it up, game. Yuck it up. Yuck it up. This is one of those runs that you have to show your friends. Show to your friends whenever they say, oh, this guy, he just literally complains about nothing. The game doesn't literally never trolls. Brother, I don't know what game you're talking about. I don't know. Because it ain't this game, I can tell you that. But the reality of the situation is you got to sit here and take stock of what are we going to be able to do about this, and how do we win from here at this point. The trail is showing that it can provide us with a useful strategy. If the mobs will actually be dumb enough to shoot each other, then that's something that we can maybe lean on. This Boneheart is absolutely instrumental, and the Emperor card has never been more pivotal, more important than this run. Those of you who are crawl enjoyers out there, you've been feasting in May, I'll tell you that. You use this you use this ace of clubs to clear out the big room, assuming it's not a bunch of pins in there, which it's not, but it is a bunch of mini bosses that I can't do anything with, so lucky us. They might be saying, well, you're lucky you had 9 lives. You would have died 4 times by now. No. I play differently when we have 9 lives. There's a mosquito hawk in here. Oh, you're about to feel the wrath. I don't know where it went, but it's in the office. I'm gonna be on stalking duty now. I may pause the video again if it's dumb enough to show itself. Gonna feel the wrath of a crawl run manifested in real life. You may know mosquito hawks as crane flies. Despite popular belief, they do not actually eat mosquitoes. I think it's just a wishful thinking on some old housewives' tale. Again, we cannot not take this Emperor card. This is our entire run. Comes down to that right there. And I think we have to stick with the Book of Sin just because of the HP potential. And this mom fight is going to... Well, the mom fight may not be as bad with Abba Dabba Ding Dong, Lil Gertie, and then Aya Belial. No, I'm not taking a Devil Deal. We cannot. It doesn't matter. Yes, we made a 22%, 23%, whatever it was. That is a non-factor here. We cannot take a blind Devil Deal with that, especially with Chaos, because we don't know what we're taking, and there's no guarantee it's even going to help us. This is kind of the problem with Betrayal too, is you don't know exactly which enemy is going to be firing at the other. There's no real marker or indicator, so it'd be nice if there was like a target, something like a reticule on the enemy that's being targeted. Tinted rock there, obviously, but the spider's just gonna cheat its way over the rock, you know, no big deal. Little soul heart. I honestly probably should have taken those. We're running the risk of ruining these soul hearts when we can easily defend ourselves with a bone heart for now and then leave with 2 fresh soul hearts. Now we have to go through the entire level without taking damage on them, and that's reckless. Hang on 1 second. Don't know if that was audible or not. That was not a mosquito hawk. That was a jumping bean beetle. Equally annoying. Just gotta hit him. That's the secret sauce right there. If you want to kill a bug with your bare hand, and you don't mind touching a bug, use the back of your hand. They literally do not see it coming. I don't know how we're getting in range of this statue with this rock being right here. Yeah, we already lost one of those soul hearts, and that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Get a death card. This will be our last opportunity to get any item before going through the marathon that will be Womb 2 and Cathedral, and I do not like our chances, to be honest. The Isaac fight is going to be absolute hell if we don't get some help here. It's going to be extremely dangerous. Get meat, which does give us damage and HP, but better than nothing. We're actually doubly lucky that we got at least something that can help us in the moment, here and now. I'm gonna walk out and get this chest out of the way, just because I don't feel like pushing it against the other chest. Now we have to wait until the spikes retract before I open this chest. Again, with the possibility of it being troll bombs here. Same thing here. Yep. And that's all the chests we take in that room. Unless we get a chariot card. Very odd to see the secret room to the right. Right this close to the starting room. I'm not doing it. I'm literally not going to. You know what? Abel? There you go. Book us in. We really need you to come through here, buddy. You know what, Abel? This is all you. You wanted to be a big time player. Now you can. Little Gertie, she's doing her part. Doing great, Abel. Judgment would be very nice to see. Oh, okay. So today's just we just throw invisible mobs from off-screen day at you, I guess. Got it, game. We cannot lose this Boneheart. We cannot lose this life. If we lose this life, this Guppy life, we are done. This run's over. Lucas Sin, I gotta say, you've been not great on this run. Eternal Heart, we have to take that after we're done with the boss because the Eternal Heart gets put in front of the Boneheart for whatever reason. We cannot lose this life, and we cannot lose this Boneheart. And this is about as serious as it gets. For me, there's going to be little commentary during these boss fights. And I apologize, but we got to be fully locked in here. Preventing yourself from going on full tilt while also locking in to make sure that you win is a difficult thing to do. Especially after what the game's pulled in this run. No hit, Mom. I will briefly look inside the Devil Deal. It gives us Beelzebub, but it also gives us an alternate. It gives us an alternative source of damage. Beelzebub would also let us take those curse chests. So there might be some hope yet. Blue Baby's Only Friend will do absolutely more damage than we do right now. And it allows us to just play defensively and let it just do its magic. It's going to be pretty essential against Isaac. Isaac is going to be the toughest fight of this run. Any soul hearts here. 2 soul hearts is great. 4 would be even better. Blood bombs, we get it back. Now we have Beelzebub. We didn't pay any HP for Beelzebub. We have 2 soul hearts and an eternal heart. So we're making it happen. Now, one slight mistake here. I should have flown into the curse room and then gotten out of there, but that would jeopardize the Boneheart. We just cannot do that. If there's an enemy in there, something BSE happens, we can't do that. We need to have that Boneheart. So possible turnaround. Let's see. As much as I would love to use the Emperor card here, we can't. Curse the Unknown. We already know how much HP we have. I'm not gonna risk getting hit by these spikes. That would absolutely send me over the edge right now. And I'm about to break. And we've gone the wrong way. There's the beauty that is Blue Baby's Only Friend, and we're We're in a we must win every room one floor, every floor one room at a time. My brain's not even working anymore. Okay, this could be a good judgment here. Everest Machine does nothing for us. Just a basic HP upgrade's all we want here. Again, I don't know how someone can watch these videos and think that it's all a coincidence. Just a string of just bad luck. Super Secret Room is here. Obviously, money is not going to get us anywhere with this run. Book of Sin, you have completely failed us. We have to take Small Rock here. We would have gotten Beelzebub anyway, so we would have been +1 HP. Sure, at this point. We get Small Rock, which is going to give us a slight Tears upgrade, and more importantly, give us a damage upgrade, which is good. It's doubly good for Beelzebub. And we've gone the wrong way. We are in deep here. Might as well bring the hairpin. Would I take a reroll? No, I would not. There's no reason for us to open up that dice room. Absolutely, there's zero reason to do that. You might say, well, wait, why? Why wouldn't you take a reroll? Aren't you desperate at this point? Yes, we are desperate. You know what our base HP is? 2. And there's no guarantee that we're going to get that back. I'd love to get in close for a bomb, for a blood bomb, but we just have to let Blue Baby's Only Friend do its thing. Obviously, we have this Hierophant card. Even if I was able to, I wouldn't use it right now. Doubling the damage here with the Blood Bomb and Blue Baby's Only Friend. Now with Betrayal, the beams of light that you're seeing can actually kill the ads. So we got off easy there. Now we're going to have to fight. This is the fight that I'm not looking forward to. We'll fake out there by Isaac. This is going to be a dogfight right here. Great block by Cuban Meat. Unfortunately, blood bombs do not hit anything in the air, so bombs they're still useful, but they're not as useful as they could have been. Trying to get some cheeky damage there with little Abba Dabba Ding Dong. Trying to trap us in the corner. We got through it. And this is where the Emperor card comes heavily into play here. Curse the Maze, so it's possible the game can shuffle us out of the Emperor card here. We had Skinny Odd Mushroom, which I will take, because it is a big Tears Up, although it kills a little bit of our damage. And I think we just take everything here. Let's see if it happens. Did not happen. We are one fight away from pay dirt here, Mosh Pit. Great block there by Big Chub. Now remember, we have Beelzebub, so the flies are going to be friendly to us. That one curved back through the wall to hit us. But here's where Beelzebub really helps us, getting that, just eking out that little damage from the Pooters. They're multiplying rapidly because he's not spawning any friendly ones to him. And now he's trying to fight the Pooters for us. And we're able to get out of this run. Good Lord, man. Good Lord. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. If you're still watching this video, yikes, that was a crawl for the ages right there. But we managed to get it done, thanks surprisingly in part to the Beelzebub transformation and Betrayal out of the two least likely heroes. And Abel, you certainly. Here's your meme of the day, brought to you by Prestigious Turn 268 on this Invicta subreddit. Title of the thread was Compost refusing to cooperate at the finish line, episode number 524. I'm now going to do nothing for the rest of your run. But you said you'd quadruple my flies, let alone double them. I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Sassy Turn. I just got done watching Empire the other day, so it's good timing on that one. Thank you, Prestigious Turn. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hyping this video. Share this one because people are not going to believe you when they say Invicta luck isn't real. And as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to pages of mine like Nitzan Harrell, Rickru59, and Nate Meldick. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.